Alright, in this video we're going to be talking about the Pinit crankcase pressure holder for this crankcase pressure sensor. This is going to be for all TBI bikes. This one's a 300cc gas EX, but TBI issues, some of that low-end burble. And the main reason that I got it and kind of what made sense to me was that when I was looking at the original design, now I've already done the install, so I'll talk a little bit about that. It's pretty straightforward, which is why I didn't record it. But here's the original one. This is what comes on the bike from the factory. It has a little alignment hole so it gets it oriented correctly. But in the design, you can kind of see this is how it is set up. The sensor is on the back and it is directly in line with the cylinder port. So there's a little connector here that this bolts onto the cylinder at. And basically anything that comes out of the cylinder can make its way directly into the crankcase pressure sensor with this design. Obviously throw off your reading. To the point, I know KTM, they recommend you replace that crankcase pressure sensor every time you do a top end. So it's basically a maintenance item. Now, where this item, again, where it kind of made sense for me to purchase it, was it accomplishes two things. So this design is plastic, and I've seen a lot of videos where it leaks. That was not my experience. Mine was not leaking. Bought the bike brand new and put this Pinit Racing crankcase pressure holder on in 3 hours, I believe. It's got 7 hours on it now, so I've had it for a couple hours with it on, and I know for a fact mine was not leaking and it was holding crankcase pressure. But a lot of the cases, this actually does leak and it will throw off your air fuel mixture, because that crankcase pressure sensor actually has the greatest influence on the fuel mapping for the bike. So it solves that issue, because now you have a fixed structure for that crankcase pressure sensor to seat into. And then the other thing that I like is, you see how this one is now basically the crankcase pressure sensor is going down into this, so it basically creates like a 90-degree. So it's no longer this direct port into the crankcase pressure sensor. You have this little chamber where any debris or anything that comes out of this cylinder, moisture, is going to first go into there before it would be able to make its way up. So you got to think about it. I mean, this is a straight line, a direct path into it. You know, if you have the bike, going up a hill climb or in a wheelie or anything like that, again, you're just creating a direct path to make anything make its way into that crankcase pressure sensor. So install is pretty straightforward. I did, just to make sure that everything was aligned correctly and I got it oriented the way that I wanted to, I did end up removing the gas tank. Pretty straightforward on these. Again, it might be a little bit different depending on the model that you're installing this on, but a couple of 8mm on the shrouds, both sides. These side skirts on the gases, they're actually just quick disconnect. You just pull them back. So yeah, the seat, it's only one bolt. So again, everything's pretty straightforward. And then I did end up removing this one motor mount, again, just to get really clean access for the install and make sure that it was aligned correctly and oriented properly in there. I don't know if that's 100% necessary. You could probably do it without it, but you know, with how easy it is to remove those items, I figured why not. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, but this is the website that you can buy this on. It's pinitracing.com. As you can see, this is what it looks like installed professionally, pictured, a lot better than what I was able to get, you know, with that already installed on the bike. This is kind of what you get in the box. This third picture is the comparison of V1 on the left and the second version. That port diameter is now the same size as the one that's on the cylinder. So that just kind of helps with the responsiveness of that pressure sensor reading. And then on the bike, both angles. And this is really what I was looking for when I saw the review on the on this device. That pressure sensor is on the top, and you kind of have that 90-degree angle so that any moisture and debris, anything that kind of comes out of the cylinder, is going to have to first fill the holder and this area before it would be able to make its way into that sensor membrane and potentially throw off your air fuel mixture. Just full disclosure, I am, for the 5 of you that watch this, I am in no way, shape, or form sponsored or affiliated with Pinit Racing. I was just kind of doing some research on this issue for this TBI bikes, and I came across this, and I didn't really see many consumer reviews on this product. So now that I purchased it and installed it on the bike, I figured I'd do a review. And again, I paid for it with my own money, and you know, think that it's definitely worth the $24.95 to do it. And again, pretty easy install and can solve at least 2 of these TBI issues. So with that, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.